Thank you, and you may be seated. So unity is an inclusive, compassionate, prosperous spiritual community, recognizing the infinite possibility of each and every person. And for that reason alone, one of our favorite things to do is to greet first-time visitors. So if you're a first-time visitor, would you honor us by just raising your hand as I'm raising my hand? Any first-time visitors? Oh, we have some first-time right here in the center. So our ushers, keep your hands up for just a second so our ushers can get to you. And they will be giving you a packet of information about the Unity movement, also about this particular Unity church. It also has a card that's attached to it. If you take that down to our welcome desk, we have a gift for you. Gary, right behind you. We have a gift for you that we'd be happy to share with you. We also have a candle, which is a gift from our congregation, so that we can easily identify you after the service, answer any of your questions, and be extremely nice to you. And there's an affirmation on that. Yeah, I know, but I say that every week, and it's always funny. So we're going to be nice to you whenever you come, but this one allows us to be even nicer. So, sometimes. There's also an affirmation that says, as you light this candle, know that Christ's light already shines within you. But we would like you to know, and we'd like everyone to know, that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We welcome you, we bless you, and we behold the living presence of God in you. Can we greet our first-time guests? And as that inclusive, welcoming community, we also like to take time and greet each other, to greet that Christ's presence in the form of another. And so we can do that in a variety of ways. We can do it with a handshake, we can do it with a hug, we can do it with a wave, but we always ask before we hug. Let's greet our guests.
There is a song that humanity sings. You are the melody. You are the melody. Oh God. There is a song that humanity sings. You are the melody. You are the melody. The harmony. The music of a song. You are the melody, the harmony, the symphony of all. Amen.
Thank you, and you may be seated. We always anchor our worship service with an affirmation, and this month we are using the affirmation of our core value of compassion, and we will say this together. We notice, feel, and genuinely respond to the suffering needs of others. And now as we move into a time of meditation with the singing of the Lord's Prayer, know there will be a time of silence at the conclusion of the Lord's Prayer as our oneness blessers and energy workers bless the congregation.
O heavenly Spirit, who in love abideth, we worship thee, we praise thy holy name. Teach us thy children evermore to love thee. Thy will be done in earth as heaven today. Teach us thy children evermore to love thee. Thy will be done in earth as heaven today. Oh, give us grace to meet the coming morrow. Forgive our debts as others we forgive. Thou leavest not thy children in temptation, and from all error thou deliverest us. Thine is the kingdom, thine the power and glory, world without end, forevermore. Amen.
And so it is. Amen. The daily word for Sunday, April 29th, 2018, is world peace. I walk in harmony and acceptance with all beings. These words by the Sufi poet Rumi speak to a sense of oneness and harmony among all beings. Out beyond ideas of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When news from throughout the world seems less than harmonious, I reaffirm to myself that peace is possible. In a quiet, prayerful moment, I affirm words of truth. One with all beings, I radiate peace to the world. I let these tranquil words sink deeply into my being and reflect on what they mean to me. I completely embody peace, for peace is my true nature. I am one with all beings. My peaceful thoughts, words, and actions support my relationships with all people and help to create a world that works for everyone. From Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, finally, beloved, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. The daily word is world peace.
as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God.
Before we close our eyes today, I'd like to offer you a visual cue for meditation, something quick that I learned in a training about stillness. Often, our attention normally is like a periscope. It's up and it's looking around to take in information about the world. And in meditation, when we're asked to go inward, sometimes we just turn the periscope towards ourselves without really going down and in. So today, when I offer the phrase down and in, if it helps, you can think of that visual of truly coming down and inside yourself. So now let's close our eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths in and out as you settle into your seat. And know that right now, you can be right here. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. And as you're breathing slowly and deeply, remember to come down and in. If any thoughts arise, gently let them go and come back to your breath or the sound of my voice. And breathe. Slowly scan your physical body from head to toe, releasing any tension that you feel. If you notice any physical pain, Just acknowledge it. Say hello. And then keep moving slowly throughout your body, letting go of anything that you don't need. Continue to breathe and come down and in. Keep breathing slow, deep breaths, releasing tension and letting go. You're safe here. You're home. Keep coming down and in. The first place we're going to take our awareness is to our seat, our base, our root chakra area. This is our place of belonging. Breathe deeply into this space. Feel yourself becoming even more grounded. Sense your true belonging here. Say to yourself silently, I belong. I belong with God because I exist. I belong wherever I am. I belong because I am. Breathe into that knowing and relax deeply into your seat, knowing that you belong. Breathe down and in. The next place we'll take our awareness is to our bellies. This is our place of intuition. How often do you have a hunch or a gut feeling? Something that can't be explained. These are messages from the divine and can be trusted. Because we belong to the divine, we are in constant communication, always receiving messages. But we must listen and believe and trust. We don't have to think. We know. Breathe deeply into your belly and trust the still small voice that's always there. Say silently to yourself, I know what to do. I trust myself and the God voice inside me. Breathe down and in. Lastly, let's move our awareness to our heart space. Breathe deeply down and into your heart. Let your focus nestle snugly right into your chest area, your home base, your command center. This is where it all comes together. With the safety of knowing we belong and trusting we have the right information, we can let our hearts take the lead. From our hearts, we act with love, compassion, and wisdom. Say silently to yourself, I am wise, I am compassionate. I lead with love. I live with love. And as we move into the silence, continue to breathe down and in and settle into whichever of those three places, your seat, your belly, or your heart, feels best for you right now. As we bring our awareness back into the space, we can allow our attention to start moving back up and out, knowing that we belong, we can trust, and we live with love. Namaste.
Listen to your own voice. It will never let you down. Listen, oh listen. You are one with all around. Power beyond imagination takes you where you want to go. So listen and you'll find you are loved. Listen when your heart breaks. Seems like love has gone away. Taking with it all your hopes and dreams. But it only feels that way. The same faith that moves mountains can also soothe away a tear. So listen and you'll find you are loved. Listen to the wisdom of everyone who knows that greatness starts with a grateful heart, and on it goes. God will not hold it against you for mistakes along the way. So listen and you'll find you are loved. music that needs no ears to hear. Angels are singing everywhere. Spirit song so clear. Whatever path you travel, your truth will guide the way. So listen and you'll find you are loved. Yes, you'll find you are loved. Listen.
Thank you, Melba. You wrote that, didn't you? Yes. Yeah. We are so blessed. I was just sitting there listening, and just before the end of the song, I turned to Rob and go, oh, wait a second, I'm up next. I was having such a good time just sitting there listening, I just kind of almost forgot. And thank you, Jackie, for the meditation. I've been meditating for over 40 years, almost on a daily basis, and the periscope really kind of helped. You know, that was nice. Instead of the periscope going like this, all I'm really doing is looking behind me to pull it down, and actually truly, that was really helpful. So thanks. So today we finish up Christ in Training Part 1. After this week, we're going to take 2 weeks, where next week it's Derby week, so you never know who's going to be here. So Martha Creek is going to be here. So, and then the week after that's Mother's Day, and then we'll pick up Christ in Training Part 2 in a couple weeks. So just a recap for those maybe just coming in for the first time is we're using Jerry Boylan's book, Christ in Training. And the thought arose in my mind as I was writing the talk is, well, if I'm already the Christ, why the heck do I need to train? It's kind of like training me to be right-handed. I'm already that. Why do I need to train to do that? And what? Because no one can read my handwriting. Okay, well, that. Don't ask questions if I don't want to hear an answer. I know. It's like, you know, if I ever worried about being humble, I'll just go home. And that was not the answer I came up with. So I'll give you my answer instead, which is the idea that is we are the Christ, but we have forgotten. We have forgotten who we truly are. There is a story in the Bible in Genesis where Adam goes to sleep. And if you notice, if you really want to read the Bible literally, it never said Adam woke up. So in reality, all we're doing is a dream. We don't remember who we are. And so we train ourselves first to remember and then to integrate so that we can step out into the world and be who we truly are. And then Reverend Val talked to us about the idea that love is not so much what we do, but who we are. We love from that place, as Jackie's meditation said, when we connect with that heart space, when we connect with that truth of who we truly are, we express love in the world through our beingness in each and every moment, to each and every person, to each and every experience, without so much deciding whether or not somebody's worthy. It's who we are. And then last week I talked about judgment. That we're judging all the time. Every moment we're in judgment, and to learn to discern between that place of ego judgment, which always creates separation, and that judgment or discernment of the best choice in a moment from Spirit. Today, we're going to talk about spiritual understanding, that power of God that was within you. Open yourself up to that wisdom, that discernment, that inspiration of that presence, that power that is already within you. And mystical traditions in all facets of the world all teach the same thing. The presence and power of God is not separate from you, it is within you. Just a brief one from the Gospel of Thomas. And Jesus said to them, if your leaders say to you, look, the kingdom is in heaven, then the birds of heaven will precede you. If they say to you, it's in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside you and outside of you. The kingdom is everywhere present, and we access it within. This step into the training from Jerry's book is we take the next step beyond the judgment to a knowing. Beyond that judgment that we have, which we're always doing, which is not necessarily bad, but we move to the next step, which is beyond the judgment. Yesterday was, from the Daily Word, was the awakening. I awaken to the glory of my divine nature. When I make prayer an important practice of my life, I connect with my true nature. I remain awake to my inner divinity and greet each day with confidence. We connect with that presence within, and that guides us in our lives. Jerry calls this the knowing of the heart and soul. Not a knowing in that I studied just enough that I get a glimpse. It's that inner knowing that you know with the fiber of your being. This is the step that we begin to trust. Not a God of someone else's understanding, a God of your understanding. And this takes time. If you're like me, I entered into my recovery from addictions not having didn't have a concept of God at all. Not that it wasn't very good. I didn't have one at all. It's taking me years to develop, and it continues to grow, that inner trust of a wisdom and divinity that I didn't know existed because no one ever told me. I was never told that God was within. I was never told that heaven was within. You know, I really did have that idea that God was up there someplace separate from me, and since it was separate from me, I didn't care. Because it's separate from me. I didn't know. I had to learn. Charles Fillmore said, kind of quoting the Buddha, said, don't believe something, though, because I say it. Don't say it because some great sage or mystic says it, but take it to heart. Listen. Drop your periscope down and listen. Dig deep within. And if that still small voice tells you it's true, then it's true for you, and put it into your life. Or the simpler way to put it, which is, they used to say it here all the time, and I always forget to say it because I didn't say it here all the time because I wasn't here, is take what you need and leave the rest. If something resonates with you that you hear here, or you read here, or that in a class you interact with somebody, if that resonates with the truth in you, then put it into your life and see how it works. See how it grows. See how that burns. Where am I looking? If I put down the right note, I probably would know where to look. And then the Lord God, you have made your servant king in this place of my father David. Although I'm only a little child, I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of the people who you have chosen, a great people. Give your servant, therefore, understanding mind to govern your people, able to discern between good and evil, for who can govern your great people? And the Lord God said, it has pleased the Lord that Solomon has asked this, because you have asked this, and have not asked for life or riches, or for the life of your enemies, but asked for yourself understanding and wisdom to discern what is right. I now give you this according to your word. Solomon asked when God said, I will give you anything you ask for. Kind of like the genie in the bottle, God. And he didn't say, give me all the riches in the world, which he ended up with. He didn't say, give me power over my enemies. He said, give me wisdom so that I may govern wisely with my people. So often we read stuff like this, but like I said, mystical traditions teach the same thing. We want to literalize this, which distances from what it is teaching. Solomon is a state of mind and a consciousness when the heart and soul are unified with divine love and wisdom. When you align with that and train yourself to go in, as the beautiful song said, to listen and connect with the power and presence within you, that presence of God that is inside. You are Solomon, and all the riches of the universe are available to you because you are given the wisdom and the guidance to make the choices that will guide you to your good. Too often, as I was thinking about this one, too often our religious teachings distance us from that connection, we want to create this thing that says, because I'm standing up here, somehow I'm at a higher level. And the only reason I'm on the higher level is because I'm 2 steps up. That's the only higher level I'm on. I can come down here and stand on the floor and we're all the same. I have nothing that you don't have. There is no barrier between you and God. But so often we want to create that barrier because that's an ego trying to keep us from claiming the truth of who we are. That's that ego trying to distance us from saying, I have the power. I have the presence. I have the spiritual understanding to make the decisions to guide my life. And that doesn't mean that we can't seek out from others, from their wisdom and their experience, but all I can do is speak from my experience. I may have more degrees than I know what to do with, but that doesn't make me any wiser. That just makes me more learned in certain things. When we claim that Solomon consciousness, instead, we have the wisdom because we have asked for the wisdom to guide our life. And we have that power, and that's what the training is for. Go to that place, seek prayer, meditation, contemplation. Go, and then the Quakers have a great one. Take everything to God. It's a great prayer. Take everything to God first, and then as guided to man or humanity. Take everything first within, and then as you're guided, go out into the world. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and then all else will be added unto you. We still live in a relative world. I want a nice house. I want my lawn mowed. I slept on the floor with the Uniteens on Friday. I'll guarantee last night, my gratitude list started with my bed. You know, I like my bed. I like my pillow. I like my comforts. But those are an effect of me aligning with God, that understanding of God, how to guide my life in the places that I could not even imagine. Because I'll guarantee when I was in ministerial school, I did not imagine myself living in Louisville. Anybody have heard of Og Mandano? He wrote a book many, many years ago called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And his 10th scroll on how to become the greatest salesman in the world is pray for guidance. And in that scroll he says, I will not pray for things, for material possessions. I will not pray for items or for riches. I will pray for the guidance that I need to make the choices I need to make that will guide me so that I can create and have into my life all that I desire. And this is a journey, that dance between our human desires and our spiritual self. And part of our training is learning how to align with that spiritual understanding, which not getting so lost that we forget that we actually live in the relative world. Anybody ever been around one of those people who doesn't actually feel like they're connected to the world? Like that yellow thing comes up on in the morning that's got light in it, and they go, my God, I wonder what that is. You mean the sun? Yeah, that thing, And then the next day they go, I wonder what that thing is, because they're not really connected to the world. We live in that dance between the two. We awaken, and then we fall asleep. I'm not going to read it, but remember Jesus walking on water. Everybody remember the story of Jesus walking on water? And as he's walking on water, Peter says, Lord, if you tell me, I too can walk on water. And he begins to walk out on water, just like Jesus. And then he goes, I'm paraphrasing here, oh no, what did I just do? Oh, I can't walk on water. And he sinks. And then Jesus says, oh, ye of little faith, and pulls them up onto the water, and they walk onto the boat. We are the Christ. We walk on water. And we're Peter, who has all the faith in the world that says, I too have the power of the Christ within me, and I can walk on water. Until our ego gets a hold of it, and then our doubts, our fears, all of our considerations, and all those things that says, you can't walk on water, and we believe it, and then we sink. And then the Christ in us says, yes, you can, and pulls us up. And we're all of that all at the same time doing that dance, that journey of remembering and then forgetting. Remembering and forgetting. There's this wonderful dance from the Dances of Universal Peace that's called Kyrie eleison. And you start on the cross. And then something gets your attention and you remember. You remember who you are. And then your attention comes down and you see the person across from you. And you see them as who they are, and they're the Christ. And then you hug, and as you turn, you put yourself back up on the cross. Because you forget. And that's the dance. We remember who we are. We are the living presence of God expressing here and now. The kingdom of heaven is not someplace from us, but here and now. I know and I live from my Christ consciousness. Oh, except when, I run up against the barriers on the marathon. Honest to God, now what am I going to do? How do you get across the street? And now I'm in my stuff again. It's that remembering and forgetting. Remembering and forgetting. And our training is to lessen that time between that time of awakening and that time that we walk through life asleep. Next week, Martha Creek will be here talking about the infinite possibilities that lie before us as we continue this journey. Namaste.
Follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live, climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live, climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream.
Wow, thank you, Melba. What a beautiful voice. Wonderful songs today. And that's every day at Unity. We have some very, very special musicians. Okay. Yeah, we do. We have that too sometimes, don't we? So, as our ushers come forward, we'll take our gifts of love into our hands and just infuse it. Infuse it with that love that you are and the gift that it is. As we say our prosperity proclamation together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And if you're joining us online, make sure to go to the donate button on our live streaming. Yeah. And now let us affirm together our affirmation, prosperity affirmation. We are stewards of divine abundance. We give and receive with gratitude. And we bless these gifts as they go out into the world to bless others and come back through 100-fold. And so it is. Amen. We have a lot going on, again, at Unity, as always. We have live streaming training right after the service, so if you signed up or you're interested in just helping turn on and get it all hooked up before services, it's not extremely difficult, and we're going to be showing people how to do it right after this service today. If you ordered flowers from our youth, they are in the Activity Center. Please remember to go pick them up. And if you didn't order them, they are downstairs and you can purchase them. We have sign-ups for the Hootenanny. We will be there this May the 9th, so sign up just to talk with people. If you're a Oneness Blessing Giver or Energy Worker, we'll be doing Energy Works there and helping children make prayer flags. Gotcha. And the other thing is on May the 20th, the Unity Montessori Committee will be making a presentation to the congregation about the findings for a Unity Montessori school here. And if you have any questions, please attend that meeting. And we will either possibly do a vote that day, or if we need more information, we'll schedule it for another day. But we will be sending some information out within the next couple weeks about the school and what the findings are. So, with all of that, keep your bulletin, sign up for the different activities going on downstairs, and now let's do our prayer for protection. So please stand. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and so it is. Now for our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Namaste, y'all. Yeah, we're guessing. I'll guess it.